Yeah, hi. Very good evening to all of you. This is Yogendra from Forsk Coding School, an academy by Forsk Technologies. Can you please confirm me if you can hear my audio? Maybe you can use chat option, or maybe you can use yes and no buttons on Zoom window. Okay, so Meenu saying yes, we can hear. Thank you. Lalit saying yes, I can. Thank you, Lalit. Jesus saying I can hear, no problem. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, okay, fine. Thank you. So, welcome again and welcome to our program, Python for Everyone. So today we call, this is starting day, we call this as a day zero. And why we call it day zero? Because it's an orientation session. The teaching or, the sessions would start from tomorrow evening for you. But today we are going to set, a couple of things so that things are smooth for us during this entire learning process. And, I also understand what is your expectation out of this program. So first I will explain, how we are going to run this activity and how you can take a maximum, learnings from this program. So first, let me come to what we are going to cover day wise in this program. So as you can see on my computer screen, this is Python for Everyone. That's our program name. We, I'll come to you and take one-on-one kind of background understanding and expectations from you. But just to give you an overview, this day zero, that is today, it's orientation session. On the day one, that would be tomorrow. On the day one, we talk about understanding what the Python is and how we can use this Python, programming language in various domains, maybe automation, maybe testing, maybe data science, maybe analytics, maybe machine learning, maybe web development. I'll talk about those things. So we start from the scratch, because this program is mainly for those people who are beginner into this. So on the day one, we talk about what are the various data types, how to take input from the user, how to play around with the text data, that is the strings and all. So those kind of things would be there. And mostly learning will happen through the practical activities only, a very limited focus on, a theoretical aspect, but mostly on the hands-on activity side. And on the day two, what we cover, we call it as that how you can, have a looping mechanism in Python code or Python programming, how you can, handle the control flow, so based on certain condition, you decide, what to execute or what not to execute. That's under control flow. On the day three, we primarily, talk about some, uh, you know, uh, inbuilt data structures. So what I mean by inbuilt data structures means, how you can handle a collection of the data, how you can store collection of the data using, some of the, preset or, inbuilt functionalities given by Python programming. So here we talk about what the list is, what the tuple is, kind of uh, data collection mechanisms. These are called inbuilt data structures. So we'll understand more about them. On day four, we bring a focus to a completely different aspect of Python programming that is known as functional programming. So we call this functional programming. That would be there. And on the day five, that would be our closing day. That would be, probably Saturday evening for you. And that's where we talk about more advanced data structures kind of features in Python. So we talk about what the dictionary is, and then how you can use dictionary in problem solving, and what are the other data structures as well. And if time is available for us, we talk about file handling part of programming. So means how you can store data in some external file and how you can read the data from the external file. So that is the kind of breakup of our entire learning activity. So Dennis is asking me that will there be recordings? Yes, Dennis, the recordings would be available on our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel name is Forsk Coding School. We will share the link as well. So Dr. Sylvester, maybe you can share the link with them, and probably they can go and subscribe if they are interested. So all of those recordings would be available on the Forsk Coding School. Okay, how we are going to run everyday activity. So we plan to have 2 hours a duration for this program every day. Obviously today's session would not go for 2 hours. It will go around 40-45 minutes and so because it's orientation. And in the 2 hours, what we plan and exactly what we do, that initially 1.5 hour we are going to have a discussion demo, live coding and all those learning activities. And in the last half an hour, we keep this session for question answer, where you can ask your doubts, you can ask your questions. Maybe they are related to Python, maybe they are related to some other technology, maybe they are non-technical in nature. So you can ask anything kind of, a session would be there. That would be every day. So, that's people like the most based on our, our past feedbacks. So this seems to be, very interesting part for them. So that's a breakup. For a practice part, right? For the practice part, if you are interested and that activity is purely optional and that depends on you, that how deeply you want to go into this program for learning. Every day we will have a couple of assignments. We call them as code challenges, and sometimes we call them as mini projects. So every day you would be given some home assignment or code challenge or programming tasks that that problem statement would be shared with you, and you need to solve it. And if you like, you can upload that solution and upload that source file to us, and we can have a look and we can have a review and probably share the feedback with you. And next day we give you the solution part of that as well. As a process, as a part of the process, what we have done, we have created a Google Drive where we would be putting every instruction and every training material so that you have a easy access. So even if later on, if you want to access something from this program, you will have access to that drive. So I'm sharing the link to that drive in your chat window, so probably you can keep it with you and it becomes handy. So here it is. Installation and instructions and training material would be available on this Google Drive. That's there. Obviously, every day we are going to have the same Zoom, a meeting ID and other details. So we are going to, join through this meeting room only. Because today we have no assignments. There would be no assignments. Assignments will start from tomorrow, because that would be the first learning day for you. So tomorrow I'll let you know that how you can submit your assignments as well. So using Google Form, you can upload your source code. So that process I will explain. To have a best experience after this activity, so obviously what you can do as a setup, maybe you can access this meeting or access this session on your mobile phone, and probably have one laptop or a desktop machine by your side, so you can use that for a practice. So as I do, maybe you can follow me, or maybe while you are watching the recorded session, at that time you can have practice around that. We would be using an online tool for coding practices. Earlier we used to have other tools, but this time we are going for a cloud a tool. So that tool name is Rapple, right? So I'll just explain that part a little bit. So this is my browser, and here I open up rapple.it. This is the link. This is our playground where we are going to write our code for everyday activities. So here I share that link with you as well. So this Rapple, is a coding playground for a lot of programming languages. And here, just hold on. This is for JavaScript, and I can, go for just a minute. Let me. Okay. Just so here, we have a Python programming. We can choose that, and here you can see. So I'll explain while using it. Don't worry about it if that things are not very much clear around that, but that's the kind of interface that would be using. Here you can see, this is our, kind of a empty file right now. The name of that file is main.py. Py is an extension to Python programming, files. Similarly, like, .c for C programming files, .java for Java programming files. I need to understand your background so that, we can set the pace and, kind of depth of the discussion around that, so that things are pretty smooth for you. So this is our file where we would be writing our code. Let's say print hello from find folks in Forsk. So this is a kind of print statement for us. And when we do this run, right, there is a run button, and when we run this code, we will see the output on the console, and on the rightmost side, which is in a black background for you, here you see the output of this code. Hello from Firefox and Forsk. So if you do have some mathematical expressions, let's say you want to add 3 plus 4, and then you will see the output on the right side as well. So here you see. So that's very simple to use. We can add more files here. So you can see there are 3 windows. So here we have a file structure, or a project structure here. Then we have the file. You can create more files, add file or add directory. Directory means add folder. And this is our console. We can use the console directly as well. So here we have that, something like that. So here we see. So it's a very simple, easy to use tool, and very efficient in terms of learning to start with. And later on, I will share what can be the other tools which you can use for your projects if you are deep into this. Maybe for analytics, maybe for data science, maybe for AI, ML. So I will discuss those other tools as well. But just for beginners, this is good enough to start with. In terms of, let's have a little bit of background around Python. So Python, as of now, probably the most popular programming language across the globe in the developers community. And as of now, there are two, a primary, version of the Python. So if you talk about, like, Python can be seen with the 2 primary versions. So one, initially in the 2000, there was a version called 2.0 was released. And in 2010, 2.7 came. And 3.0, there, a next version, major version was in 2008. It came in 2000, just to have a background. And in 2016, the guys released 3.6. And as of now, it is, the latest version we have is 3.8. This is the latest version. In January 2020, they stopped the development on this part, on this line. So there is no new development happening on this product line right now. All of the new developments are happening here on this. So in the Rapple, you can see, if you see on the Rapple, the version that we have, we would be using 3.8. That would be, so that would be there. And just a minute, hold on. Yeah. So that's about Python versions. So we would be using. So people sometimes call this as 2.x because x keeps on changing, and this is 3.x because x is kind of a minor. So right now this is 3.8, and if you talk about the primary uses in the industry that where Python is being used right now. I'm just trying to set a background for everyone, so everybody comes on the same pace. And if you see the use cases or, the uses of Python, what I see and what we have seen, while interacting with the different people in the community, development community, or, academy as well. So as of now, Python is the most popular language that is being used in data science domain. I'll define those terms later on, not today, what the data science is, or maybe I define what the AI is, what the ML is, what the analytics is, so all of those things I'll define during this part of learning. So this is the most popular language as of now. Earlier, R was also, one of the popular language for this. But as of now, Python is the leader into this. There are other couple of tools as well, like, SAS and all. So those things are there. And after the data science, kind of for automation activities as well, people are using Python. So maybe in terms of automation, you can talk about, chatbots, or maybe you can talk about writing scripts for, automated testing of software applications, maybe mobile apps, maybe web applications, or doing something else, so banks are using, lots of chatbots right now. So that's automation. So automation means, removing some manual, human activity, and, have some software or combination of software and hardware, and, perform that activity. So that's automation. And as a third major area where Python is being used is web development. That's there. And in the web development, people are using, a Flask or, a Django. Where D is silent here actually. So Django, these are the libraries, frameworks that are used for backend development, and backend means server-side programming and all. So again, very much used in the industry. People, who know Django has a, they are in great demand actually. So that's a kind of a big background for Python. So now you can easily understand that it's quite popular right now. Telling you and sharing my, kind of background with you. So the Forsk was, started in 2015. We are based out of India. Me and along with Dr. Sylvester, who is in the meeting room right now, we started this. Prior to start Forsk, I was working with Qualcomm India. Qualcomm is, one of the largest semiconductor company in the world. So I was there at Hyderabad location, Hyderabad, India. In the last 3-4 months, particularly during the COVID scenario, we have around 25 students, registered for our various programs. And obviously most popular program we have is on Python. Other than Python, we have programs on machine learning, we have programs on data analytics, we have programs on deep learning, we have programs on Java for beginners, right? So 25,000, students have registered for various programs in the last 3-4 months, and all of them attended our instructor-led, live classes. and that's kind of a little figure that we can share with you. So in India, we are quite active, and this is our first kind of a pilot activity that we are conducting for the US people. So in terms of my background, so I let me share with you. So this is let let's share my LinkedIn profile with you, so you get a little background here. Seems a little slow. Okay, it's coming up. So it's the morning in India, so a little noise in the gully behind me, street behind me. So this is me, and close to 12, 12, 13 years of experience into IT industry. And my most of experience comes from product development companies. And I started working as an embedded software developer after graduating from the college, and I worked with a Japanese company. So that was my first, experience. After that, I worked with a startup company in India, which was working on developing a operating system for low-end devices. It was in the year 2008 and 2010. So and we worked on that. So I was primarily responsible for building a language engine for that operating system. Language engine means the module that renders text or images on the screen that was there. So I was working on that. During this time only, Sylvester was made with me. He was into another team, looking into the health of the build, and what is the a memory profiling or code profiling kind of activities. He was there, and then I joined Qualcomm, and there was I was there for 2 years. And then a short a spin where I was working as a chief technology officer, CTO, for a startup, only for 6-7 months only. And then finally we started in summer of 2015 this Forsk part. Harsh, we are based out of, as of now, our office is in Jaipur, India. It's in the western part of India. Uh, so, but as of now, for 3-4 months, our office is like, a home only. We are working from home. And offices as of now are shut down. So everybody is working from their homes only. So that's a little background about me and Sylvester. Now, I have a request with everyone that I want to know from your side, that what is your expectation from this program. So can you please briefly share your background and what you expect from this activity. Obviously this is a free program to join, but if you need certificate at end of the program, you can upgrade for that option anytime by just paying $10. That's just a certificate kind of fee. So USD. This program is completely free to join and audit. No issues with that. So I want to know from you. I request everyone, right? Danish, Hers, Jesus, Lalit, Meenanath, Meenu, Sri Kalyan, and Lincoln. So can you please use your chat option and share a background about you? Are you a professional? Are you a student? Are you from technical background? Are you very new to the coding or programming, or do you have some prior experience to this? Or what is your expectation? What you want from this program? I have explained almost everything in terms of orientation session. But if you will have any specific query, I'll answer that. I'll read out your query aloud, so everybody, everyone can else also, have a, understanding of that. So please, do share about you. So Jesus is saying, I'm a student in chemical engineering, but I'm also interested in web design. I have some prior experience with HTML. What I'm looking to learn more specialized programming languages. Thank you, Jesus. Good. Lincoln is saying, I come from a real estate background, but I have taken few different courses for different areas of coding. I hope to become more familiar with Python in any way. Anytime I can further my knowledge, I'm happier. Thank you, Lincoln. Jacqueline Lincoln. Thank you for that. Good to see people, sharing their background and expectations with us. Now we have a message from Lalit as well, Lalit Khandelwal. My name is Lalit, have more than 15 years of experience in data analytics and BI. BI stands for business intelligence. Did some work around Python an hour long back. Now I want to use Python for text analytics. That's good, Lalit. And good. Lincoln is saying that I'm having a problem understanding functions and objects, and I'm also finding that when people explain things, sometimes they are lacking the real world explanations of when they'll be used, and that's something I'm hoping to find. Thank you, Lincoln. Thank you for sharing your expectations. We'll try to, cover what you are looking for. So I think things will be, fine and good for you. Minu saying, hi, this is Minu. I'm working in Selenium. So I think Minu is working in the automation domain. I want to learn Python. Will you teach us Django? As of now, Minu, I told you, what the program schedule is. Probably in the future, we may have a specific, a session for Django only. And yeah, Django is in much demand, but this is more towards the beginner side. People who want to start learning, Python, and who want to have a strong fundamentals in Python. That's there. Shri Kalyan saying, "Hey, Gendra, I'm Kalyan. I'm a hydraulic systems engineer. Good, and need to automate simple routines and some basic data processing. So here for some introduction and learn the basic concepts." Yeah, thank you, Shri Kalyan, for sharing your details with us. Harsh saying, I'm a senior healthcare data analyst working for a market research firm, which is based in NY, New York. I live in LA, and I'm taking this course to learn Python and see if I can grow my career into data science domain. I have intermediate experience in HTML, SQL, and Excel. Thank you, Harsh. Thanks for that. A good, people are from, a varied background here. That's good. Meenanath, would you like to share your background with us? And Dennis, would you like to have something from your side as well? So, okay, Dennis has a say here. Dennis saying, I work as a system admin, but I'm interested in coding. Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for sharing that. Cool. So, so I hope I have covered everything, as a part of orientation session. But if you have anything specific in your mind, please raise your question. I would happy to answer that. And if still you find that something was not shared in terms of this program, please let me know. If you want to know something else around that, uh, we'll share those details as well. Earlier we used to have this tool which is called as Anaconda Spider. This is the tool people mostly use into data science domain. It's an open source tool. I'll explain about this tool as well, but to start with, I don't want to make it heavy for you. I don't want that you people should download and install this. But I'll go through it some other day during this program. So it would be easy for you to start with this as well, right? Lalit is saying, sir, would you please? So Lalit is saying, would you help us to install the Python? Lalit, there is no need to install Python to start right now. We are using this cloud a service Rapple.it. We will use it. But yes, during this week program, I will also let you know that how you can go and going. You can use Anaconda, download it and install it. That's there. Uh, so, okay, yeah, Harsh, thank you for the update. I'll just look into that. So this is Lalit. We don't need as of now any installation to start with. Also, let me show you what we have in our Google Drive. So in the Google Drive, I have kept everything for today's session. So just a minute, hold on. Here we have. So this is the Google Drive. The link I have already shared with you. Let me share that link again, if in case you missed it. So that's here, and yeah. So this is our 16th season. As of now, we have completed 15 seasons in last 3-4 months, and there you can see, uh, every day we will add a new directory, a new folder. So tomorrow we will add day 1, then day 2, then day 3. So those days wise, a day wise folder would be there. So that would be helpful for you. It would be a more organized approach. So day wise you get the data and every other details, and you can see this is announcement.txt. Every detail is there. Every detail is there related to this program. In case you have any non-technical queries, you can raise those queries to this WhatsApp number. Maybe you can save it so that you can also receive our broadcast messages in case you are interested. Uh, um, this is our a Zoom link. This is our link where you can submit and upload your assignments. So that's also there. This is the link about our YouTube, channel. So things are all there. Everything is there, and this is the announcement.txt. For any technical queries, guys, in this room we have Sylvester, so you can post your queries and forward your queries to co-host Dr. Sylvester Fernandez. Uh, So Lalit has something more to say. I have some business problem to solve and I would prefer to use it on my machine. It would be helpful if I can have some instruction to do the development on my machine. Yeah, Lalit, I'll let you know about that. Don't worry. And we can do one more thing. Sylvester, can you upload? um yeah, okay, it's all there. So Lalit, can you see this PDF file is there? Right, in the Google Drive, and if I open this, every instruction is there, that how you can set up, what are the machine requirements if you want to set up on your local machine, right? So the link to the Anaconda is there. We use, so Anaconda, if you want to go with Anaconda, so maybe you can go to the Google Drive and, here you can say download, Anaconda Navigator. We call this as Anaconda Navigator, right? So that would be there. And you can go to this link, Lalit, here, anaconda.com. You can go to this individual edition on Anaconda. That it may be at a different listing in case you are searching from US, but in India that was the first. So go to this download, and there you see all the installers. If you're working on Windows machine, you have 64 and 32 bits installers. If you're on Mac, you have. And if you're on Linux, you have. So accordingly, your OS and configuration, you can download this. And once the installer is downloaded, you can install. And when you launch that, you will see a window, right? When you launch that, you will see a window, and on the title you will see Anaconda Navigator. And on this window you will see lots of launch icons, right? You will see lots of launch icons here. So one launch icon for Spider, one launch icon for Jupyter, one launch icon for RStudio, one launch icon for VS Code, one launch icon for Orange. That's a data mining tool. A couple of other tools are there as well. So we use Spider, the interface I was showing you. So there is a launch button here. You can click on this. And when you click on this, Lalit, you will see this interface, right? On the left-hand side, this is basically the editor window. You can write your code here. So if you go to the file menu and click on the new file, you will see untitled .py here, untitled.py. You can remove this as of now and have your uh, a code here, right? And yes, Lalit, people are using it for a real project development as well, So here you see hello, and you can run this. If you want to run this statement only, you can have shift enter, right? Shift enter for execution, or F9. So if shift enter is not working in your machine, you can use F9 button. And there you see on the right side, this is the console where you will see the output of the statement, right? So it's a very easy to use as such. Someday I'll use this tool as well so that things become more clear around it. But as of now, to start with the download and setup and start using it, that's it. Lalit, is that okay with you? So yeah, okay. So any other question from your side? I would happy to answer it. Otherwise, I think we can close it for today. So every day we are going to have the same time to start with, right? And we'll use around 1.5 hours for teaching, demo, discussions. I'll try to keep it practical, as close as possible, and use live coding, use my screen for coding, so things become really interesting and in an understandable format. So that's there. Any other query, any other question from you guys? I would be happy to answer. Else we can close it for today, and we'll meet again tomorrow evening at 7 PST. Is this a comfortable time for everyone? Yeah, Lalit, if you have any question, you can ask on the WhatsApp as well. So generally, it's better that if you have something in your mind during the day, you can note it down and maybe ask that question during the session only, so everybody also gets an understanding what question you have, and that way it's kind of a peer learning in that case. But if obviously if you have something, you can always share that on the WhatsApp. Harsh is saying, so can we do the sessions 30 minutes earlier? It would be great. Also, do we need to get Anaconda before tomorrow class? No, you don't need to get Anaconda before tomorrow class. We'll still use Rapple, and I'll let you know when to switch from Rapple to Anaconda during this learning process. So for tomorrow, you don't need to set up anything. Janice, Jesus, Lincoln, you don't need to set up anything. Harsh, I think most of the people are okay with 7 p.m. A PDT. So I hope you would understand that. Lincoln saying I have Anaconda already. So Lincoln, if you're comfortable using Anaconda, you can use that, right? You can continue with that if you're already knowing that the basic uses of that. So so if you know the basics of the Python, if you're already if you're already into Python and know the basics, the first 2 days generally, in terms of your expectations, I can clear around those things as well. So first 2 days are, first 2 days, right? So day one, that will start from tomorrow, and day two, they are for beginners, right? So that would be kind of a revision, right? A kind of a recap for the people who already know Python. So it can be a little bit of repetitive for them, but still they will have a lot of things to learn, because during the discussion you don't know, sometimes there may be those things that you don't know, but from day three onwards, right, intermediate a level gets a start. So from beginner to intermediate, and couple of cases where you can talk about, say, advanced topic, but not much. So that's a kind of a breakup of this entire program, right? And this is there, right? And so I just gave you the rough overview that what should you expect day wise. On day one and day two, we will not be discussing too much of intermediate and advanced thing. But I think if you want to take a maximum benefit out of this program, it's better to join from the day one only, right? But if you like, you can skip first 2 days, that's also okay, and you can come back and join and start from day three as well, if you know the Python. But I would recommend that if you are devoting and if you are really interested, you should start from the day one. That would that would be a much better approach. So yeah, thank you, Abhay. So that's all from my side. Anything else? Else we can close it for today. Welcome, Lincoln. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Sri Kalyan. And anything related to feedback of this session, like if how was the thing for you today? Maybe you can share the feedback for today as well. I would be happy, to receive that. And so anything, right? If you have anything specific about today's any session, any feedback if you want to share, welcome. Okay, Lalit, thank you. Yeah, we also look forward. Yeah, Jesus, thanks for that. Thank you. Dr. Sylvester, anything from your side? Okay, so Google Drive link, Ave has asked me the Google Drive link. I think Ave joined a little later. So that's Google Drive link, Ave. So, Dr. Sylvester, can we close it now?
Yeah, I think so. We've covered everything for the orientation.
Okay.
If somebody has any question, we are ready to answer them. Otherwise, we can close the session.
Okay, so if people want to leave, they can leave. If anyone has question, he can stay back, and we'll happy to answer in case. So there is nothing new from our side that would be shared now. So if you want to take a leave, people can leave. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, welcome, Minu.